everybody, my name is Sember and I'm a Guaipo in Hong Kong, and welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of the trip to Europe, and in this video I'll be reflecting on our trip solely on Greece. So during this reflection I'll be giving you the travel tips and the do's and don'ts. I need to first point out that this video is not sponsored whatsoever. This is solely based on Michael's careful planning and research. I would like to first suggest that you purchase 2 SIM cards if you plan on traveling with a companion. This is a good idea in case one person's phone dies. Plus, it's always good to have a backup. That means, someone needs to be on power saving mode for this to work. Or at least, carry a power bank or 2. We learned this lesson the hard way, so if you plan on traveling far, I suggest you get 2 SIM cards in case one gets lost or, someone's phone dies and you can't switch SIM cards to the other phone. It's always good to have 2. That's good advice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as I spoke in the last video, we took a flight from Moscow to Santorini. But before going to Santorini, there was a few hour layover in Athens from Moscow. For people who are worried about the language barriers, have no fear. The Greeks and Americans have a great relationship, so there are a lot of English speakers there. Santorini was very gorgeous from the moment we landed. I will suggest that you get a rental car, especially if you have luggage. A lot of the vehicles in Europe are manual or half manual, so I hope you or someone else knows how to drive manual. Michael and I rented a Fiat 500 Cabrio. This was a really fun car. It was like having a miniature Ferrari but with 4 cylinders cut off. But this thing could scoot. One note I should mention is that it was half manual or sequential manual, meaning the car will roll back if you don't use the handbrake. There's no parked gear either. A traditional manual will have a clutch and an H pattern shifter. So you or someone should learn the basics of a manual car. Maybe ask your dad or your grandfather. You can always rent a German car, such as BMW or Mercedes. However, those cars are too wide for the road in Santorini. This will make you cringe and nervous when you have a coach bus coming your way. You will also have trouble finding parking in Thyra and Oaya. Taxis aren't frequent and they're about 30 euros. Which is $33.10 US dollars per trip. So to save money, get a rental car.
You can have fun with the 4-wheeler.
Oh yeah, if you guys know how to, ride a 4-wheeler, you can also rent a 4-wheeler. There's a lot of people that rent 4-wheelers, and anyways, we rented with Rent Me, Love Me. So if you're wanting to figure out how to get a rental vehicle in Santorini, this is who we went with. And I can give you the information into the description below. Now, as far as exploration goes, I suggest that you explore south of the island first. Certain spots like ancient Thyra are closed at 3:30. This is southeast of the island, below the airport. Another suggestion I might make is going to the Akrotiri ruins because this also closes early. But depending on when your trip is, I suggest you check on their hours before going. If you go to Akrotiri on a weekend, it may or may not be more crowded. Michael thinks it might be more crowded then, but I feel like it would have been crowded regardless. I suggest the weekend because going to the ruins is free. I liked going there because you were able to speak with the archaeologists that work there. I asked them if they were still excavating the sites, and they told me that they were. According to them, they typically do it during the weekday because they are students. You wouldn't get this at Athens. You just wouldn't. And people are still excavating the site. They're still finding things. That's just unbelievable. And as far as finding the perfect spot for sunset, Thyra and Oaya give you similar views. You can also find Anastasi churches or like the Bloom Dome churches throughout the cities. You may also find them on your way to the cities. These are like the famous Greek Orthodox churches that you see in typical pictures of Santorini with the blue dome. And normally when you see these churches, they're relatively close to one another. So if you see one, you'll most likely see another one. Now, as far as gyros, there's a place in Byra that I highly recommend in going. It's called Lucky Souvlakis. It's a great place for gyros, and the restaurant even does combos. It's across the street from Mama's House restaurant and on the same side as the Museum of Prehistoric Byra. Now, if you're staying in Greece for a few days and you like to cook, there's a few grocery stores that are nice. There's Lidl, L-I-D-L. There's Lidl and Slavenitis supermarket are in Byra, and both are great on price. And if you're going to Red Beach, don't wear flip-flops or sandals. Wear really good tennis shoes because the Trojan is very rocky over there. Another note is that Santorini is a very warm place. Please do not suffer like Michael did. He wore pants and regretted his decision. I wore a tank top and shorts, and I felt great. Alright, so let's talk about Athens. As far as language barriers, it's okay. There might be some confusions and misinterpretations, but you will get what you need with patience. There's a hill called Philopapu Hill where you can see the Acropolis of Athens. We had an excellent taxi driver named Mr. Costas, and we also had a great Airbnb host as well. This place was like so close to the Greek ruins, so the location was decent. The host, like the Airbnb host, even arranged a taxi driver, Mr. Costas, to get us from the airport. We were in a rush to see the ruins and to get to the airport by 7:30 in the morning for our flight at 8:20. So we left our Airbnb at 6:30 in the morning to go see the Greek ruins. We finished around 7:10 and we got to the airport at 7:37. Here we quickly went through customs and went to our gate. When we arrived, it was just in time because they just started boarding when we reached our gate. Alright, so I'll leave a link to the Airbnb host in the description below. And if you're not an Airbnb member already, you're in luck. Those who sign up for Airbnb with a separate link in the description below will get $40 off your first homestay booking. In addition, you will get $15 to use toward an Airbnb experience worth $50 or more. Alright, so that was Greece, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Please like and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye!